Hey you guys, this is Dina. Welcome to my channel, Pursuing Peace. And for those of you who are new, I am a homeschooling mom of 4 kiddos, 5 and under, and we have 1 on the way. So in today's video, I am going to share with you my top 5 baby essentials and my top 5 non-baby essentials. So stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so like I said, we are on baby number 5. She's going to be born here pretty soon, and that's why I am sitting down for this video, because my feet are starting to hurt and I'm getting bigger, and now I just try to sit as much as I possibly can. So, and I'm excited about today's video because this is my very first collab with another homeschool mama here on YouTube, and this is a collab with Jess from Prayers and Ponytails. She is such a sweetheart. I'm going to link her channel down below. I love seeing all of her videos. She gives such good inspiration. Her kiddos are around the same age as mine, so it seems like we have a lot of things in common, and so I just love her videos. If you get a chance after you watch this one, head over to her channel and check it out. And if you haven't subscribed over there, then please do. I know you will love her content as well. Now, Jess is also pregnant, so we figured that this would be a perfect subject for both of us to talk about. So once you get done here, go on and check out what her top 5 essentials and her 5 non-essentials are, and I'm sure that'll help you out. Okay, so I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I have a few friends who are having babies for the very first time, and they've been asking me, well, what do I really need? What do I really need? What do I really not need? And so there are so many baby items out there. I remember when I was having my first child and I went through the bottle aisle at Toys R Us. Oh, rest in peace, Toys R Us. But I went to the bottle aisle at Toys R Us and it was overwhelming, to say the least. I had no idea that there were so many different varieties of bottles, different flows to the bottles. Like, there was just so much. It was just so overwhelming. I just wanted someone to sit down and tell me, okay, this is what you need. This is what you do not need. And so we're going to try to help you guys out and help you narrow down a few things today. And if you stick around, I actually have 2 bonus mama items at the end of this video for first-time mamas, for mamas of multiples. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned to the very end. So I'm going to give you these in no particular order. It's just essentials that I always try to have on hand when I'm having a brand new baby. So the first one I want to share with you is onesies. And I'm sure if you are having a brand new baby, you probably had a baby shower, you probably had multiple baby showers, and I'm sure you have onesies, but you don't realize how much you are going to use them. Onesies are going to be the thing that you have on your baby for a lot of the first few months. When you're staying home most of the time, when you're trying to get a routine, when they're spitting up. So I always recommend onesies, whether short sleeve onesies, long sleeve onesies. And I mean, you can definitely get cute onesies. I know we've had a lot of cute onesies, but I would definitely also get maybe some of those just plain onesies, because babies can mess those things up big time. So you don't want to go around, always wearing these cute little onesies and then they can only wear it once because they've spit up or exploded all over them. So onesies are definitely in the top essentials. Make sure you have a good amount of them, because you don't want to have maybe like 5 of them and then you're constantly having to do laundry. I would recommend at least like 10 to 15, so that way you have at least a couple per day, and then you can kind of gauge from there whether you need to go get more or maybe you don't need as many. But onesies are super cheap. They come in packs. Just make sure you have a good amount of them. To go along with onesies, those little zipper onesies, with the feet, oh, those are super cute. So if you have your baby and you're in the wintertime, the zipper onesies that have the toes and the long sleeves, everybody seems to like the zipper ones. And I understand that because it's very convenient. I personally like the snaps, because you don't have to take the whole thing off when you're changing a diaper. You just unsnap the bottom and then your baby's not like freezing up top. Not that they're freezing, whatever. It really is just your preference. So whether you like the zippers, whether you like the snaps, definitely do not get ones with buttons. Buttons, you will want to punch yourself in the face every time you need to change that baby, which will be a lot of times, especially towards the beginning of the baby's life. So no buttons. The second baby essential I have for you is Swaddle Blankets. Now there is a very big variety of swaddle blankets out there, and you can get the muslin kind, you can get the stretchy kind, you can get the pure cotton kind, but swaddling babies is really important, especially those first few months. They really like to be swaddled very tightly, and that helps them sleep longer, because their arms are going everywhere and, like unwillingly kind of punching themselves and waking themselves up and everything like that. So swaddling them is really important, and hopefully they will show you how to do that in the hospital. You can definitely ask them to show you how to do that in the hospital. They're so good at that. So the blankets that I personally like, I do like the muslin ones, but they're not very stretchy, but they do have kind of that, gosh, what is it, like nylon fabric where it just is really stretchy. Those are super easy when you're trying to swaddle your baby. But really what we used and what we are probably still going to use are just normal cotton ones that you can get at Walmart or at Target. What I love about swaddle blankets is that you don't have to use them just to swaddle. You can use them if you want to put the baby on the couch or something like that, and you're scared that the baby might spit up or something, and you don't want to get that all over the place, and you can just set the swaddle blanket down, lay the baby down. Of course, this is before they can roll around. If they're big enough, you can use the swaddle blankets as a nursing cover. You can use them as a burp cloth. I love to use them as a burp cloth because there's a lot of area that they cover. If one side gets messed up, you can turn it around and use the other side. So I just like to use them as burp cloths. So swaddle blankets. The next thing I want to share with you is kind of multiple things all in one. And what I'm calling this one is a changing station. When you first bring that baby home, it can get a little bit chaotic because you're trying to understand what exactly you are going to need. And you're not sleeping very well, and it's just kind of all over the place. You've got this little tiny human that is crying and that spits up on you, and you just kind of smell like that. It's really chaotic, and that's okay. It's such a precious time. It's okay that it's crazy. So what I want to encourage you to do is already have a changing station set up. So let me give you just an idea of what to have in your changing station. You got to have diapers, obviously. Diapers, wipes, a changing pad. Now, I didn't say a changing table. You don't necessarily need a changing table. You can use a dresser, a playpen. Some playpens have the top where you can just kind of lay the baby down, and that can be your changing station. You can use whatever works for you and your family, but have some sort of place to actually lay the baby down and change them, and have it be a place that's not going to be moved around very much. So diapers, wipe, changing pad, a trash can for the dirty diapers, a laundry basket. So make sure you have your laundry basket right there. So you don't have to walk more than you need to. You don't have to move around more than you need to, because your focus is going to be on this baby. So you want to have a routine that's going to kind of just be all in one. You just one-stop shop basically. So laundry basket, and something else with the laundry basket, a mesh bag. So like a lingerie bag is perfect for those little tiny socks and those little tiny, like, what are they? The little gloves that you put on the little babies, for those tiny little items, or even just the delicate items that you have for the baby that you don't want to throw in the laundry basket that might just get lost and get thrown or eaten by the dryer or whatever happens to clothes like that. So a mesh bag or a lingerie bag, I'm not sure what it's called, but one that you can just throw in the washing machine and it's done. So something else, make sure you have your burp cloths right there, right where you can grab them. Make sure you have your everyday clothes, so your onesies and your different things like that. I usually keep all the onesies and the sleepers all right there with the changing station in the drawer. Anything like extra, like the fancy clothes that we would only wear like on Sundays or something like that to church or going out, I hang in the closet. But your everyday clothes put in with your changing station. And then like your diaper rash cream and just different, essentials like that you have that you're going to use when you change your baby. So I know that was a lot right in just a little amount of time, so I'm going to go through it again. Diapers, wipes, changing pad, trash can, laundry basket, and a mesh bag if you'd like to have that there. Burp cloths, everyday clothes, diaper rash, cream, lotion, anything like that you would need while you're changing your baby. Okay, so that was all in number 3. That was all my changing station, okay? But I feel like just being able to have one place to go when you're changing your baby is the best thing ever, and not having to grab from all different areas and not having to throw the dirty clothes somewhere else, and just having it all together is a lifesaver. The next thing is a newborn wellness kit. And this is something else that has a whole bunch of things in one, but a newborn wellness kit. Now, depending on what time of year your baby is born, there is a very good possibility that they might get sick. And I hate saying that, but all my babies have gotten some sort of like allergy or, just a little congestion or anything like that. I mean, their nostrils are like this big, So, of course, you're probably going to have something like that happen. And that's okay. It happens. But that's why it's important to be ready for something like that when it does happen. So that way you're prepared. And when your baby is so young, they can't take, children's Tylenol or Motrin or Zyrtec or anything like that because they're so little. So you need to have, kind of different things on hand. So something we make sure we always have is a thermometer. It's important to make sure that your baby's temperature doesn't get above a certain temperature. And the doctor will explain to you what, I think it's like the first few weeks, it's a certain temperature that they can't get above. And then the next few months, it's a certain temperature. And so the doctor will explain all of that to you. But just, if you feel like your baby is a little bit warm, it is so nice to have that thermometer there. And we have both kinds. We have the kind that you can just swipe across their forehead, and we have the other thermometer that you can put in their mouth or in their rear end, because that's actually the most accurate way to get it. I don't like doing that, and I don't think I have personally ever done that, but I like to have it just in case. So a thermometer that you trust. The next thing for the newborn wellness kit is a humidifier, and we have gone through so many different humidifiers, vaporizers, all kinds of stuff. And the best one that I have found is this brand. Now I can't even remember what it is. I'll try to remember to link it below. Also, we found it at Walmart. I've seen them at Target. This humidifier is a cool mist humidifier, and I really like it because it's super easy to use. You just put in the water, plug it in, but it's also directional, so you can change direction on where you want the steam to actually go towards. It's super easy to use. There's not anything fancy about it. And so this humidifier has been my absolute favorite. If something were to happen to this one, I would just go out and get it again. So another thing, and I don't know what it's called, but a nose sucker thing. But they can give you one at the hospital. They do sell the kind because it can get moldy on the inside because it doesn't dry very well. But they have some that you can open the top, and that way you can wash it and you can just let it air dry. And that seemed to work great for us, and we didn't have to worry about mold or anything like that. You could also ask the hospital for a few more, kind of take it to go kind of situation. They normally will give you some more. So then you can have a few on hand, like the hospital grade ones. And, then when you run out of those, then you can go try to find something else. Another option is the nose Frida. And I believe Jess is going to explain a little bit more about that in her video. So make sure to check that one out. And so the last thing for the newborn wellness kit is the saline drops. I didn't know about these until my baby actually got sick, but you can get them again at Walmart, at your grocery store, at Target. I'm sure you can get any of this stuff on Amazon. But they're just little saline drops. You just drop 1 to 2 little drops in their nose, and it kind of thins out all of their mucus in there, and then you're able to kind of suck it out with the nose sucker thingy jigger. The babies are not going to absolutely love that, but they will be able to breathe so much better afterwards. I always tell myself that when I'm just kind of sucking out all of their stuff and they're crying. It's okay. It's okay. If your baby cries, you are trying to do the best thing for them. So that was the newborn wellness kit. And the last thing, but definitely not least in my essentials list, is having a baby Bible. We have the beginner's Bible, and we got that when Abby, my oldest, was just itty bitty, and I read it to her so much that now it's kind of all torn up. We're probably going to need to get a new one. But I get that for all of my friends that are having babies, because it's just so important to read to your baby, and what better thing to read than God's word. And I know it's a picture Bible, so it's not like word for word God's word, but it can grow with your baby as your baby gets older, becomes a toddler. You can still use it. My 5-year-old can now read it, so now she is starting to read it for herself. And if you don't want to get a baby Bible, then just read his word to the baby. It's fine, and the baby will just absolutely love just hearing your voice and you speaking to them calmly, and it'll just be a great thing, and it's a great bonding experience for you and little one. Okay, so now for my non-essential items. Number 1 on the list, a wipe warmer. You don't need a wipe warmer. Your baby's going to be just fine. The temperature of the wipes on their bottom is not going to change the course of their lives. It's going to be okay. Babies can handle that. And plus, a wipe warmer, it can burn the wipes at the very bottom. You'll always constantly have to be filling it. And I mean, you can't take that to go. So the baby is going to have cold wipes at some point, right? So you might as well just get them used to it now. Number 2 on the list is all the clothes. I say this especially to new mamas because I'm sure you have been gifted so many clothes. You don't need all the clothes, especially in newborn size, in 0 to 3 month size. Your baby will grow out of it. If they haven't already, when they're born, they will grow out of it super quickly. You won't actually have time to put all of those different clothes on them. So you don't need to go buy all the clothes. And I know it's so tempting. Oh my goodness, we are on our 5th baby and I still want to go buy all of the cute clothes, but you're not going to be able to use all of them. So find the things that you love, find the things that are important to you, maybe like an heirloom or something like that, and definitely keep those items, but know that you will probably not use all the clothes that you were given. Because again, going back to my essentials, with your onesies, that's probably what you're going to be putting on your baby for the first few months of their lives. So yeah, you don't need it. Number 3 is a Diaper Genie. You don't need a Diaper Genie, and I don't even know how to work a Diaper Genie. Really, all you need is a good trash can that has a lid to it that it can close, and that's it. You can even get little bags that are scented, and so that'll help a little bit. But you really don't need to buy any expensive Diaper Genies, because if you know anything about Diaper Genie, you have to keep buying the refills for it. And so it's one of those things that if you were gifted it, maybe, but you really, really don't need it. You just need a trash can. Super simple. Number 4 is a super expensive stroller. I have seen like $500-$600, like $1,000 strollers. You don't need it. You don't need a stroller that expensive. Your baby is going to be okay in a just normal everyday Graco stroller. That's the brand that we use. You don't need an expensive stroller. I know they're super cute and very tempting. There are times that I have longed for one, but sometimes those expensive strollers are just not very convenient either. So you don't really need an expensive stroller. And number 5, and this one is super important, you guys, you do not need the Perfect Nursery. And this is something that we as mamas struggle with all the time, especially new mamas, because we're nesting and we just want to give our babies the perfect little spot and so cute, somewhere we could just take all the pictures and post them all over the place. And they don't need it. They don't need it. I'm not saying not to do the nursery. Well, and a changing station is obviously part of a nursery. So I'm not saying not to put a nursery together, but honestly, most people have the baby with them in their room for the first few months because you're waking up every 2 to 3 hours, and you're so concerned about this little human that you are now responsible for that even when you are asleep, you kind of wake up and you think, okay, are they still breathing? You can't do that if they're in another room, right? So definitely, have fun with your nurseries, but just know that if you don't have the nursery ready by the time you go to the hospital to deliver that baby, it's not the end of the world. I know you might feel like, oh, I failed, but no, seriously, you do not need to have that done before the baby comes home. All right, you guys, so those were my 5 non-essentials. And now for the extra 2 bonus mama essentials that I wanted to share with you. The first one is for not only a first-time mama, but for any time you have a baby. Whether you are nursing or whether you are not nursing, your milk makers are going to be engorged. And it is not a nice process. It is painful, and it's like you can't release enough milk, and they start to swell and they start to be very sensitive and very painful. And so something I like to get for new mamas are these breast packs, and you can put them in the freezer, and so you can use them as ice packs for the swelling, or you can stick them in the microwave. You can use them as a heat pack, and that helps release the milk, when you're pumping or when you're nursing. And so they're just really good to have. My doctor told me about those when we first had our baby, and I made my husband run out and get some because I had no idea how uncomfortable that was going to be. And we had trouble nursing, and so I couldn't produce enough milk, and so it really helped to have those, so that way I can at least get some comfort, you know, when it's just like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm gonna explode. So those are super important anytime that you're gonna have a baby. And my last mama tip for the day is a double stroller. And this is specifically for mamas of multiples, whether you had twins or whether you're on your second, third, fourth baby. This has saved my life so many times and has made my life so much easier. And not every mama likes this because they are bulky, but I absolutely love it. We got it when we had our second child, and we still use it to this day. It is the only way that I feel comfortable and safe going out with all of my kids. I have them all there in the stroller or on the stroller or however it is they fit. And it is just wonderful. It is not an expensive stroller. It is Graco brand, and we got it at Toys R Us, but I have seen them at Walmart, and you can get them on walmart.com. And they're just so easy to use, so easy to just put in the back of the van or in the trunk. I have gotten so many compliments and people just wanting to know where I got it from because we use it so much. And then you have your hands free, you have the children contained. It is just so super easy. It saved my sanity multiple times. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, those are my tips for you. I hope this video was encouraging and it was super helpful for you. Again, go check out Jess's video over at Prayers and Ponytails. I will link her channel down below so that way you can check it out. I'm sure you will love her. And don't forget to subscribe over at her channel. And don't forget to subscribe here if you haven't, and click the little bell icon so that way you get notified whenever new videos pop up. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you are having a baby soon. And let me know one of your baby essentials and one of your baby non-essentials down in the comments below. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.